mention of Okay, I'm going to make no mention of anything. That's a bunch of technical glitches and shit like that, but I should be live now, so what I'm going to do is paint. Fuck it. There you go. Whatever I had to say is completely out of my system now. Move Akachan, and we'll just get to this. So, let's see here. So if you're already in the chat, just do me a favor and confirm the sound. So I've been painting Grail Knights. This is one of them right here. Almost a complete version. I have to do the teeth and the eyes on the horse and the base. I've seen that. Yeah, that's how you Haktois. Haktois is exactly how you sum up millennial post-wall hags and Zoomer women. Haktois, exactly. You know, the problem we got in this country is OnlyFans. OnlyFans has got to be the biggest abomination to have ever been allowed to have ever come forward within our lifetimes. I want you to imagine where every mother is a frickin' porn star. And they're all doing Haktois on OnlyFans, and then you get into junior high school, and all of a sudden like 5 or 6 of your friends are beating off to your mother because did you see what she looked like when she was 20 years old? I pay her $5 a month. Hell yeah! And then that kid committing suicide. I think OnlyFans needs to be stomped out completely. I mean. There's just there's no excuse for that, I mean, it's basically destroyed anyone who gets on there. You're destroying your reputation really willingly, and you're either going to drive your grandpa or your sons to suicide. That's all I got to say about Haktois. And thank you, Cornite. Sounds good. I appreciate you, everyone, for bearing with me. That first one was my bad. That second time, OBS and the internet just said, "Yeah, we're gonna shit the bed." QHD. That's what they're going to do. So that was the first one. The second one looks a little bit similar. Grail Knight right here, a fearsome ability, and I'm already losing the camera battery. This thing had half a fucking charge, and this camera battery's already going. Good thing I brought this battery right here. I'm going to throw that over there. And then go to number 2. This is the banner. I'm using the standard Knights banner and everything simply because the other one's too loud, and I didn't want to spend more time on this guy. I want to get these guys. This is the goal for the week, and I'm going to get these guys done. I'm going to get these guys done, and they're going to be 100% out of the way. And then you got this guy. He ended up a little bit rough-coated around here on the shield. I don't know how I frosted my miniatures with the primer, but somehow I did it, and it sucked. So I didn't need to strip him, and I didn't, and I kept painting because the horse wasn't that bad. The only thing that really got hit hard was his weapon and his shield and a little bit of his helmet. But other than that, he doesn't look that bad. But this is the Grail champion. This guy, he's the pious one. That's why he doesn't have any bright colors. He's not advertising. He's the paragon of the group. And so today we've started the this is our musician's horse, our musician's shield, and the head. Now the yellow that I've started with and everything for this was it's a base coat of Xandri dust. It's a dry base coat. Big brush, big flat square brush. Wipe off most of the, let me back off just a little bit here. A little bit. Yeah. Big square brush. Wiped most of it off, and I put a very thin dry brush of the Xandri on there wherever I wanted the yellow to be. Okay? Then I mixed these two colors together. It's mostly this with a little bit of that. It's like 2 to 1. 2 drops, 1 drop of this with another dry brush over that. Now that works really, really good. Um, if I'm doing the capes, it's usually just it's a little bit of it's a dry brush of Xandri, then it's the Averland Sunset, then it's the Uriel Yellow, and then it's a little. This is so thin, it's basically a wash. I gotta keep shaking that up. It's very thin wash, and if I have to bring the color down in little crevices, I'll use a little bit of that. But before I do anything, I hit it I hit the entire steed with the strong tone. All right, so that gets done there. Um, the frenzy banner, I did not think about that. Does that work on immune to psychology units? God, they really didn't think this edition through too much, did they? All right, so let's just we're gonna switch over real quick to screen display, right? And so we're over here. Internet appears to be working, hopefully. Yeah, cool. Thank you. Please just keep working. All right. Oh, well, hello, Holy Diver, the younger. How are you doing? Let's see here. Do we got it? We got that. And I'm just going to switch back real quick. All guns blazing. So let's get into it here while I'm fresh and ready to work. Let's get all. Yeah, I had a little bit of a temper tantrum. I was like, I hit my desk. I was like, fuck, just the top of my lungs. So the next thing I need to do on this horse is select a color. Now, I have two horses that ended up being the monster fur brown. This is a very good horse color. Very good horse color. Not bad at all. This is also based with the Xandri dust. You got to be careful with this one. I would put 2 BBs in this one because it's a goopy, thick, viscous fluid of a paint. I'd definitely throw some more Windex in there, but it's a viscous fluid of a paint. I hate it. So the next color is naturally going to be... we're just going to do charred brown and then bestial brown. That's going to be the next. That's going to be this horse's color. So we'll start off with a little bit of the charred brown. You got a 5,000 point army? Was it 3D printed for $50? I never get deals like that. And if I do see a deal like that, it's so worked over that I don't want to mess with it. I'm like, I'm not ungooping all that. I'm not Eric at Eric's hobbies bench or whatever the hell he is or does. I'm not going to do restoration projects. Get a drop of water there, and we're gonna mix this up very heavily because brown works good with water, and you don't need a lot of brown to undercoat something. And we're just gonna go all over the horse here. Where do I need to be? I need to be right there. Finally, things can work. Get a little bit of that there. Right there, and we'll just start up on this guy and then we'll go to announcements and other subjects. If there's something you guys want me to talk about while I am on stream, put it in the comments because I'll be systematically checking over there, and hopefully the internet holds. If the internet goes out again, it's done. I'll try again in the evening on Rumble, and that's all I can say. Because I actually have some announcements to make there too. As long as the seconds are ticking by. I cannot afford to lose this stream. I might just leave it charred brown because I'm a lazy son of a D&D. Here, I might just do another. I might do another red. Like the banner and the musician have the same color horse. Horses are simple. Keep them simple. Especially when they got all this nice barding on. Hotwa. That about sums it up. Women do not think... That is proof. OnlyFans is 100% proof that women do not think ahead at all. They do not think. They do not think ahead at all. Like, reputation is nothing. They need money now. You know what the funny thing about women is? They never identify as broke. Let's see something here. Okay. Current viewers, we're spinning. Okay, I'm just getting paranoid about the stream now. I'm like, what else is gonna happen? I can't take it. They never identify as broke. We'll actually do this guy. We're gonna do his fleshy bits with this. Let's wipe off a little bit more. Just down here. You don't really want to get any of this on the yellow, so be careful. But we are going to get his fleshy parts done with this brown now. We might give him just brown hair. Because how old is a Grail Knight? Nobody knows. They live for a lot longer than normal humans. Oh, you had to buy the resin for him and he printed them all for you? Alright, well that's good. I'm not into Votan. I think Votan is a stain on the 40K record and everything. I really do. I'm just not into it. I mean, I think they should be like a side thing in Necromunda, and that's about it. Yes, there are space midgets, but they don't exist in enough numbers to be viable as an army at any given time. They're wholly reliant on the Imperium. But they do make useful stuff, and that's why the Space Marines kept them around and didn't cleanse them for being Xenos filth. I actually don't know anything about the Votan. The squats themselves, it's a little... That was a little bit before my time, nor do I care. This head on here. Again, try to be wary of the yellow. Wrong. Okay, not buying model kits anymore after female custodes thing. Being a custodes main, I already had all I needed. Oh, yeah, you're referring to what, I can't even remember, Goobertown. It's quick. I forget these people as quickly as I write about them because I just pay them the indifference they deserve. There you go. I really do. It takes me a second. I don't even remember the other two channels I mentioned. Because they're not they're not relevant to me. And I don't even remember some of the female channels I mentioned. That's how quickly I forget. I really don't. I'm like trying to think of one of the female channels I mentioned, and it's like, okay, out of sight, out of mind, immediately. We're done. Very thin coat there. Just keep working our way up. Just another little smidgen. They got $200 printers now. I will say that GW models have been going downhill in a big way. There are some hit and miss Forge World stuff. Like my friend doesn't like the World Eater or the World Eater windmill armed Terminators. They have gone downhill because they've been doing, everybody gets a heroic pose on a rock kind of thing, and they all have one or two static variants. Like, look at the new Orc kit. You are literally given static variants, and that's a problem. Now, it would be less of a problem. I mean, for me, it's less of a problem because you have static poses are way easier to paint, especially if you don't have a whole lot of variation. You can do 3 guys on the same sprue, on the same popsicle stick. That works out to your advantage. What's up, Wraith? How you doing? But yeah, they have been going downhill a lot since computers, and they're probably, let's face it, they're probably using Chat GPT to design their female custodes now, so they're probably going to be really, really fat and really, really black and female, just like God intended, because the sun doesn't shine unless, you acknowledge that every Juneteenth that a black female might roll out of bed and complain about something. She doesn't complain about something, the sun won't shine, the sun won't come out. I know that us die-hard hobby fans are going to be vindicated in the end, and so I don't really pay attention to the woke garbage. Another thing that I've done, so wish me luck on this, is I have canceled my Amazon Prime subscription, and I pledge all of you, hello VK, you're going to give me 3 minutes? All right, I'll take what I can get. How are things over there in the land of fog, Mr. Von Ketteringham? So wish me luck. I have canceled my Amazon Prime subscription. I am not going to be on Prime anymore. The only subscription I have now is Shudder, and that's it. And I'm going to be canceling that on Amazon and picking up the Shudder app on my Roku instead. So I will only have movies that I purchase because I'm not paying for ads. And you know what's bullshit is that they try to give you ads after your movie's ends, and then they try to load up some other movie that you don't even own, which is BS, so that they can load ads. Like, how desperate is Amazon for money? When is Amazon going to say, we have enough, I mean, you're already trying to get robots to work for you, I mean, I don't know. I have a problem with, if I'm paying $15 a month for Prime, I shouldn't have to see any ads on anything that I watch. And the fact that they want you to pay more so you don't see ads it's BS. But yes, I am telling all of you to cancel your Amazon Prime subscriptions. No more streaming services. They're just not safe. It's just not safe anymore. I've decided against the bestial brown. So the color of this skin is going to be cavalry red, and this is a good color to mix in with your scorched brown, because it's a very, very intense color. This color is probably the most pigmented color on the face of the planet. This is a good color, one of the best paints that Vallejo makes, and that's Marron Rojo. Marron. Or Aka Chirio Desu, as the Japanese say. Yeah, I heard about the UK election. Like, what was it? The Reform Party got 1 million votes and only 14 seats. And somebody says that's a rigged election, in my opinion. It was that. But you guys have been going left for years, you know. I mean, ever since Thatcher. Didn't she say the problem with socialism is sooner or later you run out of other people's money? And I think that the UK has about ran out of other people's money, because letting in the migrants didn't help, because you gave them welfare too. And giving them more welfare now with that party in office, it's not going to end well. It's, you know, I have a feeling that a bunch of countries in Europe are going to be obliterated economically by mid 2025. You're going to start seeing chinks in the armor, because there was that on the London Metals Exchange, there was that nickel incident where the government pulled all the contracts, all the traders lost all of their money on the London's Metal Exchange. I follow commodities. And they basically cited systemic risk, and anybody involved in that trade where nickel turned over and you made, I think it was like 25%, the people made a 25% gain on nickel, and the government pulled all the contracts. Yeah, it's not good, especially when the government starts to manipulate the stock exchange on the commodities wagon there. And that's something that's happened in the U.S. They've been short selling crude oil and natural gas for damn near 2 years now. I've lost on natural gas. I've made my money back and then some on oil. I'm holding with my last 10 shares, but this year I've been holding everything in cash, because you can't trade commodities. The only other thing I haven't been burned on is industrial metals, and that's where I've made most of my money. But industrial metals are still so expensive, you can't buy in anymore. So I'm just holding the last of those shares, because there's nothing else to hold. You can hold in cash, and I bought some utilities, but then I turned like a 15% profit, but I held the ones I bought in my IRA. So, you know, I don't know where it's going to go with the manipulation. It's out of hand. I just know that some chinks are going to show in the armor, and the other problem that we have is Russia. We've been deindustrializing for years. We've been deindustrializing for years in Europe and in the U.S. We don't have a manufacturing base anymore, and we're at the point where Russia can make more munitions than we can in a month, combined with NATO. So we will lose a war, because we're not going to go back on all our green energy bullshit to we are not going to reindustrialize to fight the Russians. What are we going to do? Get migrants to join our army? Did anybody read Walter Gotthard, Roman and Barbarian Accommodations? It didn't end well for the Romans. And if you try to draft these people, they're either going to riot and they are going to burn shit down, or they're just going to go home and say, thank you, senor, for the free welfare, but we don't want to fight. We are lovers, not fighters. And they're going to go home. They're going to off back south of the border. So I mentioned in another stream, maybe a long time ago, because I haven't streamed in so long, that if they let Trump win, they're trying to get Middle America back on board with fighting the Russians. But I think Russia's going to have this war sewn up tight by November. And that's Stone Cold's bottom line. Enough geopolitics and economics, you know. But it's a good thing to talk about, and I appreciate it. Oh, he's got to watch the footy. The footy is a very important thing. They were talking about the footy on Dog Soldiers, and that's all the soldiers wanted to do. Oh, Bohem and bollocks, I'm out here doing drills. I've got to watch the footy, ladies and gents. And then the last thing in the credits was it was like a blowout game. Manchester United won against Germany's team 5-0, and that was a headline in the end credits. It was a blowout and they missed it. Of course, they all died. Werewolves ate the whole platoon, ate the whole squad. Good thing about this color is you only have to streak. One little bit goes a long way. Still really want to be careful with it. Like I said, this is one of the best colors. And then once you wash it with a little bit of the good old when you wash it with a little bit of the good old strong tone, looks awesome. Looks great. Looks real. Horses are simple, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Catch up on chat here. Only got 4 seats. Oh yeah, Historical's a UK guy too. You canceled your Amazon Prime when they ruined LOTR. I don't blame you. Like I said, I'm telling everybody to cancel their Amazon subscriptions. Just get rid of them. Get rid of them. Send a message to these big companies that we don't need you anymore. There you go. Don't buy a Ring system. Brought to you by Amazon. Don't buy a Rivian. Don't buy a Tesla. Don't buy an Apple phone. We're just a little too close for comfort. Back out. Ooh, that's way better. And I even focused my camera. I've just got all the glitches today, gentlemen. All of the goddamn glitches today. Now you can leave this tail brown, but I'll just paint it the same color because, you know, I'm not winning a gold demon anytime soon. You know what? I think winning a painting contest, other than a best painted at a tournament or something, is just entering a painting contest and winning something. It doesn't really mean as much as it used to. You know, I think it's raised the bar so high that people are afraid to paint their own miniatures. They're afraid to get better on their own. They're always wondering what some influencer artist is going to do with his BS. And I think that's a big problem, you know. That's a big problem as to why shit's not getting done. Just got to do you, gentlemen. Do you at your own pace. That's what my boxing coach says. He keeps trying to get me into jiu-jitsu, and I'm just like, I don't need to injure my neck. I'm good. You know, at my age, I already got a shiner right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. See, I got a slight shiner. It's not really that big. I'll enlarge myself just a bit. Whoa, right here. Got hit in the eye yesterday. Not bad though. This side hurts right here, but I don't know if you can see that. There was somebody definitely put a boxing glove right there on my face. That's okay. Das is good. At your own pace. But when you're doing tire sparring, where you and your buddy both have a foot inside of the tire and you can't get away, you're gonna get hit. This is really light sparring, very light. It's supposed to teach you to work inside, and it's really good for shorter people like me. So one of the things that I was working on yesterday in boxing was we did 3 rounds of tire. Was keeping my stance short, not as wide, keeping a less wide stance, and then trying to what was the last thing? Keeping a shorter stance, and then trying to bend my knees to duck under punches. Bend my knees and keep a shorter stance. And my quads feel like they're going to explode. I feel like I've been doing deadlifts all day. I might not power lift today. But what am I insane? I've already done everything I was supposed to do today. I did the I did all my Japanese studies, and that's where I'm going to put my time. I'm going to put my time in painting and studying Japanese. Right now, what I do is I get on the book for about 40 minutes 3 times a week. I want to go to 40 minutes 4 times a week. That's what I want to do in the book studies, especially now that I'm reading a little bit. All right. Gonna need another drop of water. Spoon didn't deserve to die. Spoon was the best one. I think the guy who did that he did a couple of other British horror films. He's I can't remember. Hold on. He's done a lot of British. He did Centurion. Centurion was a badass movie. It's another werewolf movie I should probably review. It takes place on a train. And the only beef I have with that movie is there's a scene where there's a fat guy, fat British dude with a whole bunch of food, and he's been eating the entire time, and then he has to go to the toilet. And the fact that they didn't give him a hilarious death. Now, when Newman died in Seinfeld, died in Jurassic Park, it was hilarious, all right? The whole sequence was hilarious. If you're going to kill the quirky, chubby guy in a horror movie, he has to go out in a way that's utterly hilarious. He didn't go out in a way that was hilarious. It was kind of a lackluster death. I call it worst death scene in horror history because it just sucked Donkey Kong dong. If I can remember the name of the film, God, what is it? I've seen it 100 times. It's not that bad of a flick. Oh, and I want to apologize. Last week I tried to watch. I set up a stream to watch the movie Salem's Lot, Episode 1, Salem's Lot, on Rumble, and it wouldn't play. I bought the DVD fresh, thinking it was because I didn't own. The only thing I own on Stephen King is Silver Bullet. That's the only physical media I own. I also own that on Amazon, but it wouldn't play. The DVD wouldn't play. It wouldn't play on the Xbox. It wouldn't play on my new DVD player, and it wouldn't play on my internal DVD player. So I've labeled it for returns, and this is how bad things have gotten in the country. I went to go and return shit. Now all of the postage is supposed to be paid. I just show up with the items, and the lady at the guy at the UPS store. This is fair. Oh, we can't scan their return codes yet. So okay, I take it to the post office, and the lady at the post office had no idea what I was talking about. She's like, no, you need to provide the packaging. And I'm like, no, you guys, all of the postage is 100% paid. She didn't know what needless to say, I lost my shit. And I kind of stormed out of there after dropping an F-bomb on the woman. I was not happy. And it's gotten to the point now where I have to return these items for principal. And the other problem is what do you put on it? What tax do you put on your time? And now I'm in an hour, and me at rest, just doing nothing is worth $15 an hour. So I've lost $30 in time, in my opinion. Because when I came home, I packaged them up into 40K boxes, wrapped the boxes up in paper bags, and now I'm gonna get some packing tape when I go out today, and I'm gonna take them to the other post office, not the one I went to. But yeah, I was pissed. Well, you know why you like Salem's Lot. Salem's Lot was directed by Tobe Hooper. And Tobe Hooper was, the director of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Eaten Alive, and Tobe Hooper he's a good horror director. Very good horror director. And the reason why it came out as a miniseries in 1979 rather than a full-fledged feature, because they were going to get James A. Romero to direct, which I think is a mistake. I'm not a fan of Romero. I like the remake of the Night of the Walking Dead with what's his name? Who played Tony Curtis, who played Candyman. I like that one. I'll watch the original one. I'm not like an uber James A. Romero fan. Okay, he's not like a horror legend god or anything to me. Tobe Hooper is a horror legend god. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which came out in 1974, changed the face of horror forever. And it took it in a new, darker direction. And so they got him to direct a made-for-TV special. Because that year, in 1979, two Dracula movies, two vampire movies were coming out, and they didn't think that they could compete with those, and rightfully so. One of them was the Frank Langella Dracula, and that starred Laurence Olivier, or I call him Laurence Oliver. Laurence Olivier, Donald Pleasence were carrying that film, and Laurence Olivier was playing Van Helsing in that one. And he did a really good job. They paid homage to the original Universal film, because the film was done by Universal, where they've taken lines from both the play, they've taken lines from the book, they added some lines themselves, and he sold that scene where he's like, I made the most interesting discovery. And Count Dracula opens up the box, hits the box away because there's a mirror inside the box. And they played that scene to a T, and then he gets out the cross and gets Dracula out of the house, and he's like, this is sacrilege, you can't do this to me. So they played that scene very well. And plus, Laurence Oliver is such a good actor. He's an A-lister. You're not going to compete with Laurence Olivier. His German accent as Van Helsing is frickin' wild. It's really good. It's really good. Again, they didn't do story as written. They didn't do play as written. I'll take either. But book as written is better. But if you're going to do any kind of Dracula adaptation, you might, and you're looking to save money and you're looking to spend an hour and 30 minutes time, do the original play, which I think is also in the public domain now too. All right, let's get some leather for the horses, and let's do the armor, because I haven't done anything for the knight. So the knight's going to be two colors. He's going to be gray. He's going to be blue. He's going to have an orange grail over there, kind of like his buddy, and I think that'll be orange. And so we'll go from there, and maybe this will be gold. But let's do some base coating metals on this guy. Get some actual work done. How long we've been at it? We've been at it for almost 40 minutes. Hell yeah. Oh, it's Tony Todd. Yeah, not... Tony Todd. My bad. I'm sorry. Tony Curtis. Yeah, Tony Curtis is Jamie Lee Curtis's father. Tony Curtis was in a movie called with Kirk Douglas, The Vikings. Now, that's a good movie. That's just 100% pure fun. The Vikings. Hold on. Was he in... I got to see something here. I think he was in... Oh, that was Todd Armstrong. Never mind. I thought he was in Jason and the Argonauts, but he's not. A lot of good actors in there. Michael Gwynn. Isn't he in Batman? Oh no, he was in Scars of Dracula. That's where I know Michael Gwynn from. All right. Yeah. Okay. Nancy Kovac. There we go. She played Medea. What the hell happened to her? Jesus Christ. She pulled the pin on the fat grenade. God damn. Okay, okay. She is 80. Never mind. Yeah, she's just not going back to that anytime soon. I mean, when you... All right, yeah. If you pull the pin on the fat grenade at 80 something, I guess that's okay. You know, get us. You know what? That was a Family Guy joke. Get really, really, really fat before you die, so they have to carry your coffin. There you go. Oh yeah, she was in Batman. There she is. Just a side note. Oh, he's in... Okay, I'm sorry. You know, here, let me just think of some more useless facts off the top of my head, you know. I can't be everywhere at once, man. Can't do it all. Just gonna get this horn real quick. It was in Spartacus. That was my bad. Okay. I also own that movie. They don't make them like they used to, do they? Oh, that was Vikings was a really good one. It had what's his name? Ernest Borgnine, the voice of Mermaid Man in that. Of course, Ernest Borgnine is good in anything he does. Heck of an actor, Ernie Borgnine. Very, very strong actor. Ernest Borgnine was in Escape from New York. He played the last cab driver in New York City, which I think that's pretty good. Last cab driver in New York. No, it's okay. You can fuck with me. I'm supposed to know everything. Ugh. I'm supposed to know everything, apparently. Oh, he was a good Ragnar. He jumps into that pit full of wolves yelling Odin at the top of his lungs. You know, the more I watch that movie and the more I watch like Vikings on History Channel or whatever it was, that show sucked. All right? That show was cool for like the first season, then it just slowly denigrated into shit. Nobody's ever happy. Nobody's ever yeah, that's the problem with I think with Vikings is nobody ever smiles. They are literally the most that is literally even for being filmed in Ireland. It is literally a concept of how the Scandinavians live their lives now. Everything sucks. Nobody ever fucking smiles. The world is burning. Let's just sit here and brood about our problems. Nothing can ever be happy, you know. Not a fan of that show. Not a fan. You know, at the end of the show, I was just saying, great. We got to focus on Lagatha the slut, everybody. Lagatha the slut. Who's she going to get with today? And who's she going to get with and chop off the dong of later, you know? She gets with all these dudes. And they're all happy to have her for some reason. I wouldn't be. I'd like to think that I can do better than Lagatha. I think she married the guy who played Loki. Or what's his name? Not Loki. Ivar. Anyway, this stream works out for me because it's been about 2 weeks since I released that Kings of War battle report, and it's also told me that YouTube's up to its old algorithm tricks again. That video didn't do a classic battle report didn't do very well. Imagine that. Old classic Kings of War battle report didn't do very well, and this brings me into my next kind of subject. There has been a massive content dump on Rumble. If anybody's interested, if you're not following me on Rumble, you should be. Link is in the description below. You should be following me on Rumble. And let me see here. Just going to my videos real quick so that I know off the top of my head. So you got A 3,000 point game of 30K. Nobody's watched that one really yet. It's Mechanicum versus Iron Warriors, round 2. Don't stay at the creepy Eurotrash castle. And that one was done, what do you call it? That was the maiden voyage of the DVD player. We were watching Dracula, Prince of Darkness. 30K versus Salamanders battle report. And then soon there will be another battle report. It will be another Warhammer Fantasy battle report. Night Goblins versus Chaos over there on Rumble. I'm hesitant to put anything out on YouTube that isn't a live stream or a movie review because, again, they're really pushing hard because of the election, and I'm a political dissident, apparently. I don't know. I can make battle reports, but, you know, I don't use the good words. You know, I don't believe that my God is some black lady who opens up her butthole and the sun comes out of it. I don't know. Alright, anything else leather on this guy? I don't know if that glove, what color that glove is supposed to be. So it might end up just being a gauntlet, a big metal gauntlet. And this has to be here, and this is like the worst part. Handling those guys. So yeah, we just start our leather. I'm just gonna kind of have to draw that on. This is there's a content dump on Rumble. Some of you have been asking me for historical battle reports. There are historical battle reports available on Patreon only. And I know I haven't mentioned Patreon in a very long time. Ever since for a while, I haven't mentioned it. I've talked around it, but I haven't mentioned it. So there are a few historical battle reports on Patreon. My goal is to get at least 3 more exclusive videos for the year out. And I know I'm going to be having, in July, I will be having another historical battle report. As a matter of fact, I need to call my friend and make sure of when he's going to come in, because I might not be streaming next weekend because I'm at a tournament. But if my friend is in town, I'm going to have to cancel the tournament. I'll have to know after the stream. I'm going to have to cancel the tournament because I got to play him because I need the exclusive. And that's where all the historical contents ended up. You know, I mean, I can't compete with all those guys over in the UK, especially what's his name. I want to congratulate and shout him out. Seventh Son Wargaming. Now there's a guy who paints his ass off. And you can tell he paints his ass off. Last time I got a good look at that poor guy, he kind of looked like a goblin. Like his posture had changed slightly from so much painting. That guy and he deserves it. Congratulations on your 10,000 subs, because that guy paints his fucking ass off. It makes me feel like a lazy piece of shit, which I am. I got to catch up on the Ranger Antarius miniatures road to Historicon. I was invited to do that. With Old World coming out, I had no interest. I had no interest to do a historical Dark Age Roman army versus... I forgot what battle they're doing. I have got to go get some more of this today. Oh my god, yeah, I am out. I've got like one little bit left. Holy cow. I've got like none of it left. This is my good old Gothor Brown. Yeah, this one's the most labor intensive of all the heads, I think. We can just start on the saddle and just get it. Get it. I got a lot to think about, lot to do. I really want to go to that tournament. Because I have the most tremendous painted Night Goblin army. Nobody paints a better Night Goblin army than me. Nobody, and I mean nobody, the most tremendous painted Night Goblin army. What's up, Alec? Am I having sound trouble again? Let me know in the comments here. What is the Nova Open? I know of Nova. What is that? Where is that? Where is Nova this year? I had a successful sound check this morning and everything, too. Oh, in D.C. I am not going to D.C. anytime soon. No. F Washington, D.C. Sorry. No. Not worth my time there. I don't want to get mutilated in the streets. I heard they like crime in D.C. All right, thank you. And if you're in the chat, don't forget to leave a like. That's how, and come back and leave a comment later. That's how I gain the algorithm. One of the things you can do to help me gain the algorithm is just share my videos. If you click the share button, that actually puts me up. That's like a like and a comment as well. That's what I need to do. I need to hire a bot farm to share my content, like every other influencer out there. to whip this all about. There's just too many variables on these. We got to do the metal. Because one problem I got with Bretonnians is because it's literally like painting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miniatures. 5 miniatures to paint 1 miniature. That's the biggest problem I got with Bretonnians. That's what it's like. It's like painting 5 miniatures to make one guy. These knights are the real deal. I feel like I've gotten slightly better at painting because of all the Citadel stuff I've been painting, all the paint that I have been slamming out. But I do know that the Bretonnians are coming to the end of their life cycle in terms of painting. After these 5 Grail Knights, it's 21 miniatures. It's the hero and his Pegasus. If that counts as 1 miniature, I technically count it as 3, I guess. I don't know. And 20 archers that are in the other room. Then I'm going to make some additions later on in the year after I've played a couple of games. And one addition I know I want is the Green Knight. I've got to paint some odds and ends, get a unit of mounted yeomen, finish 4 peasant archers. There's just some odds and ends. So the army will probably be about 2,400 points at best at any given time for a little while before it gets up to about 3,000. I might be going to LVO next year. That might suit me. I might not be doing anything. It depends if I go to Japan in April, which I have been told not to do. I still want to see if I can make it in October, November. I should get on that passport BS this month, by the way. Now, my original plan with Patreon was to bring in a sweet $1,000 a month in side income, put a sublet in my house, and move. And then find some job waiting tables or cleaning shit out of stables over there and just leave completely. Leave. Because at least the women there are thin. And maybe they're nice. I don't know. Just to do a semester abroad or something. But you can buy a house for like $90,000 out there. And I think that's, that also makes it easier. JVC will check me on this. I think if you're willing to buy a house and live there, they loosen up on their, what do you call it? Okay, so there's 3 things where they loosen. They're one of the most closed off countries on the face of the planet. There's 3 things that loosen up their immigration standards to Japan. If you're willing to work in the agricultural sector, which I am, if you're willing to live in the country, which I am, and if you're willing to buy a house and maintain it, and I think they have property taxes, but I'm not sure. I know that those 3 things are key to the Japanese. If you're willing to become a permanent fixture, yes, that would be awesome. Yes, please. I've had enough of the United States. Everything is fake and gay here. Me and my buddy, after boxing, went and got a burger, and God, it was an ugly fest in there. There was a disabled woman with. I don't think she was disabled. Maybe she was hurt, but she was walking around on a cane. Her gut was hanging out of her shirt. And she had blue hair, piercings everywhere. I was like, what the hell? I should have snapped a picture of that and threw that up there as the thumbnail. But YouTube doesn't like it when you make fun of the ugly people. Oh, you don't need to do that, Alec. You don't need to do that. Actually, another announcement. I appreciate you, but that's just for people who want to help me out. I've been pretty accountable for the money that I have gotten, and thankful for the money that I've gotten. Everything I'm taking in this year is going on to the new computer fund. This laptop is about at the end of its lifespan. Plus, I want to take this with me on vacations, and I might need to take it with me. That's about where it's going to end. But I was going to get it now that I have a big desk. I was going to get a tower and make this component over here a little bit louder. I mean, more usable, more USB hubs, more drives, more gear. But that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, That's where I forgot my chain of thought. I'll come back to it in a second. But I appreciate you. There's no need. Not unless you want to. Oh, yeah. Another little minor side announcement is the T-shirt tier. I won't be able to support the T-shirt tier any longer because it's been 8 months. My buddy who lives here in town with me, who has a Teespring for another endeavor that he does for pit bull rescue, and he gives out merch related to his pit bull rescue endeavor. Um, we've ordered 2 boxes of shirts. He's ordered a third. He's ordered 3, but one of the boxes had my stuff in it. It's been 8 months and none of that stuff is showing up on my doorstep. So I have 0 stock. I sent out my last T-shirt, and so until that changes, when I have stock again, I won't be able to offer the T-shirt for a 6-month subscription on Patreon. And I'm just gonna start. When a little bit when he goes live with the other site, I'll give an update where you can go and just get the shirts that I usually wear on stream, directly to yourself and everything. But I thought that would be nice to have something else, something to offer. But 6 exclusives is about all. 4 to 6 exclusives is about all I can do for a year. Not to mention 6 Holy Diver shows, of which I only need to make 2 more. And then if we there will be a 7th, and that's usually the year ender. But I've done pretty good despite the workload that the Bretonnians have put on me. And I do want to apologize to everybody who usually watches. Another little side note, while I'm on it, is the day of streaming has changed for me. If I do a painting stream, it'll be early Mountain Time Sunday mornings. Simply because we have changed our gaming day back to Saturday. And what do you call it? Saturday is the day where we're going to be playing our normal games and everything. I appreciate you, Alec Luda. Thank you very much. You didn't need to do it, but thank you very much. Enjoy some of the exclusives on there. What do you call it? So we're playing 40K and 30K. They're playing 40K. I'm playing 30K. I've given up on 40K. We're playing on Saturdays now, so I won't be having the normal Saturday stream unless we're not playing. We already played our games Thursday on 4th of July, and I just kind of took it easy, and then I took it easy again yesterday, and now I'm right back getting ready to work and everything. So the next thing that comes up is Saturday night on Rumble. I am going to be live streaming horror movies because you can get away with it on Rumble. I think their license is different than YouTube's. I think it's similar to Odyssey's because Sleazy P Martini he's always streaming something. He got away. He's like, I'm going to test it for Fright Night because Odyssey will let you do that. They'll let you watch movies and stuff like that. But I'm not big enough to have an Odyssey following. I'm sure if I started an Odyssey account, like one person might follow me over there on Odyssey. But Rumble is the place where I'm trying to grow. It's the home of all the battle reports. The content dump is going good over there. So don't forget to subscribe to me over on Rumble. But every Saturday night from now on, I'm gonna dial in the time. I think I want to do this at around 7:30 start. I want to be up and running at 7:30 Mountain Time, and tonight's feature from Beyond the Pit is Near Dark. I wanted to do Salem's Lot, but the DVD wouldn't work, and that's what happened last weekend, so I just went to the gym very, very pissed off. Because usually beforehand, I try to get all my proverbial technical glitches and ducks in a row. Like, I was down here at 7:30. I wrote all my sides for tonight's stream, this morning's stream. All right. I wrote all that. I usually write it over here on documents on Google and everything, what I'm doing and all of my tags, all of my descriptions. All of that stuff gets pre-written. And then physics, people. See, if you squeeze the bottle really hard when you open it, it won't blow up on you. Excuse me. Running out of steam on the voice there. So I'll be hosting a nightly creepy movie on Rumble every Saturday night for the foreseeable future. So if you got some paints and you're not squeamish, you can join me over there, and we can have a lot of fun over there. And this is just going to be painting stuff. I won't be showing you what I'm painting. I'll be just painting on the side, and then there's going to be four kind of micro breaks. There's going to be the introduction, then I'll start the movie. Then about 25 minutes into the movie, I'm only choosing movies that are max almost 2 hours. I don't want to go quite into the 2 hour mark. So if you know some movies that are good, that aren't quite 2 hours, we'll do those. But 25 minutes in, you get a break. I'll talk about the movie and what's going on. And then just about another hour, 10 minutes into the movie, I'll break again, talk about what's going on. And then we'll have the outro of every movie. So there'll be and that'll be about the only time that I'll be talking unless I have to stop something because something crazy happened. So that's going to be the format. There'll be 4 little talking sessions, but other than that, it's just a relaxing, get your shit and paint, and we'll kind of watch the movie together. And so that's what we'll be doing on Rumble. And that'll be for the foreseeable future on Saturday because I don't want to listen to the news anymore. I'm getting sick and tired of the news. There's what's up, Shadow and Sun? How you doing? I'm talking about the monster movies I'm going to be streaming on Rumble every Saturday night because the painting stream has the painting stream has changed. We're playing games on Saturday again, so I have to change my paint stream over to Sunday. But I will be hosting movies on Rumble at about 7:30 Standard Mountain Time. And tonight's feature is Near Dark. So for you two latecomers, Hunger and Shadow, how are my favorite Gen Xers doing today? Always a pleasure. We're going to get back to painting. And as you can see, this just needs a little bit of metal now. We're going to paint the hooves. And for the hooves, I always use Air Force Dark Gray, USAF. Just a drop will do you. Because those hooves will paint up quick. And that's air color. Is there anything air color can't do? Yeah, I was talking about how I've been out of the loop, Hungar and Shadow, because of the time constraints put on me by my Bretonnians, but I am at the end of this project tunnel. And usually when I can see the end of a project, when I get down to the last 20 models and they're only freaking archer peasants, this project's gonna get finished sooner rather than later. And then once these time constraints are lifted off of me, I'll be back to a model here, a model there. Well, actually I lied. I have 20 orcs, but 20 savage orcs and 10 orc boys. But I can paint orcs a lot faster than I can Bretonnians. I can paint orcs a hell of a lot faster than I can Bretonnians. So I'm not going to I'm not going to sugarcoat it there. That's way easier to do. And then once those boxes of orcs are taken care of, watch out. Doing good on time. All right, next up, we just color the metal. I do 2 metals for the horses themselves. The little shields, because these guys are Grail Knights, they're going to have a little bit of bling. So let's do this real quick. Of course. Oh, of course. All right. Do I have anything that I can make metal? Okay, I won't waste all that. Let's get my other brush out though. That's just a little bit too much air, but we're not going to waste it. We can paint these gun barrels real quick. I hate it when I have the classic over squeeze, so always keep a model nearby just in case you have the classic over squeeze. We're not going to need that much for the horse. This is for my Imperial Fists, which I played with, and if that shit ever uploads off of my phone onto Drive, I can bring you a battle report, because I brought my camera out, and then you know what my dumbass did yet on Thursday? Had this really cool game with World Eaters, and I opened up my camera. I forgot to put the flash drive in before I left. And where is that flash drive? Still in the computer. I never learn. I've actually been shying away from this model. Oh, these were a bitch to paint. I had somebody build this model for me too, because I did not want to glue this piece together. These came together in pieces, not two pieces. These ammo belts came together in pieces, like FUGW kind of pieces. Like, it's cool, unless you're an amateur builder like me. I suck at building models, by the way. Like I said, I can't waste all that metallic. I gotta go out and buy some paints today. Gonna make sure that we use up all of this right here. We don't wanna waste this metallic stuff. It's good. Kind of get it off here. We're gonna keep just putting it on right there underneath the armor. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm not wasting paint. Bam! That should be enough to do the horse. Yeah, orcs are just funner. Orcs are where my mental state is. You know, I'm old, I'm punch drunk, and I'm not capable of technical work anymore. These Bretonnians have been draining me. Yeah, I'm not a fan of fiddly pieces. Okay, let's see here. Let's get this over with. I only needed a little bit. I have to buy some new brushes too. I'll have to go to eBay and order some more Zem Klonskis. Okay, and that's the end of their togetherness. Now they get separated. We'll leave him on the sprue. We'll take this one off. It's got more to... This one has less to grab on the bottom. Alright, that's it there. Did we do it? Yeah, it's got the metal on there. Just needs a little bit more. Sorry. Oh, not quite done. Not quite done. We got to do the oh, no, of course. That looks great. Yeah. I just needed a touch and I touched the wrong freaking spot there. Yeah, out of all the Bretonnian horse heads, this one's the most labor intensive. Can't even see what I'm doing. Gotta get some root beer. Forklift certified. Yeah, and this horse's head is just really major league annoying. I can't wait. I gotta get the wash on this crap. How is Robotech going these days? I heard the game is. I heard that people are playing older versions of the game, or the creators and the property rights holders are still fighting about something. And then they had that incident with the transsexual. I only know because Razorfist complained earlier in the year about this. I think they canceled. Oh no, they canceled one of the writers for Robotech or some shit. Razorfist had him on the show. What's up, Solvent Abuse UK? How are you today? Let's see here. All right. I gotta get back at this brown. Sorry, I gotta hurry and make sure some of these. I gotta hurry and make sure some of these lines are clean before I wash them. This got pretty beat. This model got pretty beaten up with me handling it. I'm gonna have to get some rubber gloves. Let's get the yellow out and touch that up. I'm going to touch up the yellow. I got to get this. The sooner you get these models washed, because I can't use this primer I bought anymore. I thought I bought some decent primer from the hardware store, and it just does not stick to anything. It does not stick to anything. And it's some industrial paint. You know, it's the same shit. I'll have to get some Army Painter Black. It's the last primer I know of that actually works. That isn't overpriced. I guess that's what happens when I spend $7.99 for it. I went to the hardware store, bought 4 cans of paint, $30. Whereas if I went to the hobby store and bought the same amount of paint, that would have been like $60. It's insane now. Primer's gotten insane. And and I like how they try to gaslight you about how inflation's going down. Since when? If you live in an HOA, a homeowners association like I do, insurance costs are crippling us to the point where we won't be able to be insured. Because I'm done. I'm done. If they try to raise it saying that, oh, quote unquote, we need insurance, let's just do the disaster. We'll take the money and we'll put it in an account for ourselves. Fuck off. Oh, wrong brush. I need my itty bitty. You can see where my paint's been rubbing off there because I've been handling the model. But we're kind of in the touch-up phase before I wash it. So it's no big deal. It does better with the blue, I notice. It's just this mixture or something. See, right there? I deliberately pushed my thumb there, and that shouldn't even happen. That shouldn't even fucking happen, but it did. Luckily it happened, I deliberately did it on the inside. What's up, Wurzags Morky? How you doing today? You must be new. I haven't seen your icon anywhere. You and Solvent Abuse. Guys must be lurking from time to time. You'll have to go, if you're just joining me, you'll have to go back through and oh, it's Morky Mischief. Okay. Let's see here. Just a little bit of touch up right there. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. You don't need to comment if you don't want to. That's why I always say you can like or comment, you know. It's not mandatory. It's not mandatory. One cool thing about this channel is that I have a lot of regulars, and I feel that I've gotten to know some of them quite well, and that's a treat. You know, there are a lot of people out there I'd like to play games with. All right, now we're ready to wash it. Don't know how I feel about that. We'll put this back the way it was. Sucks that one thing for me, it sucks that I'm separated from some of these people by thousands of miles. You know, you got the James gang over there in Florida and Tennessee. I think Shadow's out in California. That's depending on what part of California, that could almost be about 1,000 miles. I think it's almost 1,000 miles flat to. It's not quite 1,000 miles up to Seattle. Well, I do try to, one thing I do on these streams and on the shows and everything is that I do try to make people laugh. Yeah, you know, it's the best way to communicate with other people is laughter. If we don't have humor anymore, we don't really have anything, you know. We end up like all those people in Vikings. Without humor, the world becomes Vikings, and that world sucks. All right? But that world sucks. Everybody has a dour expression on your face. You know, what's his name from Venom? God, I can't remember. Not Mantis. Oh, okay. What's his name's gonna rail me for this? Hold on. Let me go back up in here. Who was it? Was it Alec Luda? No, it was Unforgiven's gonna rail me for this. I forgot the lead. Kronos from Venom. Aha! I caught myself. He says, is a Satanist not allowed to laugh? Not allowed to smile. What? I just got to sit around and be miserable the whole time. And every time he like makes a point about what you're allowed and not to do, they cut to some depressed Norwegian black metal dude who's like, just got this. I just have to wear this a dour, sad expression on my face the entire time and be miserable. And then they cut back to the black metal dude. Let's see if I can find that. That actually might be pretty good. Oh yeah. Let's see. No. I don't think I'm gonna find it. They just keep fucking cutting back to this Norwegian dude and everything. They're not gonna watch a whole bunch of interviews here. Knocking out Tom Arias from Slayer in the Combat Tour. I got annoyed. What's this one? Venom interview. 12 years ago. Fuck it. No, it was pretty funny though. One of those interviews you just had to be there for. Oh, I'm almost out of wash. I'm almost out of everything. Jeez Louise. Soft tone, strong tone, dark tone. Okay, so I need paints. That's an errand I don't want to do today. How bad does Cali suck, Shadow? You have a good meal. Thank you for stopping by, Solvent Abuse. I know it's sort of like $8 a gallon out there. I'm waiting for it to go to 10. I'm waiting for when people in California have literally had enough. I think it'll be enough once fuel goes to $10 a gallon in California. There's going to be rioting in the streets. You're going to have LAPD, like, you're going to have San Francisco PD, like, running across the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge being chased by, like, everybody when they're trying to declare it a riot. And the National Guard, they'll be just, like, chased by everybody because people won't take it anymore. I think that... Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw something about that on Instagram. And gas is... $6 a gallon. I thought it was $7 in some places, but I guess I'm wrong. I thought it had gotten I thought it had gotten more expensive than $6 a gallon. But yeah, I'm waiting for everybody to snap over there. And I think the day California snaps is the day gas rises to $10 a gallon in that state, because they, we're going to try to tax everybody into oblivion. I call California our UK. It's our Britain. Quite literally, it's our UK. Except for in California, you have sunshine, so you occasionally develop this thing called hope, which they never develop in Britain. When you get off the plane in the UK, they're like, "Hello, welcome to the UK. We got shitty weather, shitty food, and shitty cartoons like Watership Down and The Hobbit. And there's nothing on TV except Top Gear and reruns of Doctor Who. And we don't mean the old school Doctor Who. We mean the raunchy female Doctor Who that nobody really likes. That's all there is. Can't watch anything else. And always keep the migrants at an arm's length. They tend to carry illegal knives. You better be visiting Knightsbridge, where the police will actually give a shit if something happens. Knightsbridge, Manchester, or Chelsea. The rich side of town." And you want to apply this wash very, very heavy. Very heavy. Because it's going to seal the paint to the miniature, because I'm working with the shit primer. No. What do you mean gas is like $10 a gallon? How are we going to keep warm? Well, I guess I could eat cake. That's where they're at in the UK. It's going to get bad for them this year. It's going to be hilarious. I'd be surprised if the government doesn't collapse this year. It's going to get bad out there. And this is like the first phase. Then I paint the rider while this stuff dries, but my sorry ass took me too long to do all this. Again, you do want this to kind of go on quite heavily. Because you can always re-highlight everything afterwards, and that's why I selected these colors. They would work to my advantage with the dark wash. As you can already see, like you can see the plastic shining through on some portions of this miniature. We're going to just do this side first because I can't set this side down. So I have to wash one side and then do the other side. I'm going to wash this end here and seal some of the paint that I've already put on the goddamn thing. And you can only wash one half of the miniature at a time anyway. It's okay. Okay. There's always some stupid little hair everywhere I go. All right. So I'd say that's about all I can do for a minute on this guy. I guess I could pick him up and start painting him. Oh, I could start on the shield. I could start to perfect the shield here. So as you can see, I've already opted for a yellow and blue shield, which you cannot see because I am still too fucking close. That's been the problem today. That's been the problem of the ages for me today. I've been too close to the goddamn work area. All right. So this can be done in a number of ways. We're just going to start with our Balthazar gold for the emblem on the shield. And then we'll touch up the color as needed. Then we'll need our yellow. First we'll need our metal. We don't get out a crap ton of metal. You see how that takes up a different character once you start to put the metal edge on it, as I'm doing there. Already vastly improved just once you get that on there. Still very annoying though. I wanted to overpower it with the blue, and then we'll straighten it off with the yellow. There we go. How's that look? Little better, a little bit more improved. Well, now that that's kind of dry, you could only do one part of the shield at a time. You know, and that's what makes these guys really annoying. But you know, you get to the point where these guys just start to come together. Okay. Little dots of blue now, just to touch up. At least that's working. Put that away. Oh, needs more Pegasi? I got 6 in the other room. They're all painted. As soon as I'm done with what I'm doing, with the thought in my head, I'll show off some of the Pegasi. We got 21 models left to paint in this army for 2,000 points. It won't be the best 2,000 points, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But at least the time constraints that have been put on me will start to go away. I didn't know that this army would kill me the way it did. There is a simpler color scheme when I do more of them. When I do a 6th edition version of this army, which I will do. Probably next year, there will be a very easy red and blue color scheme that I'm going to adopt. And I might send most of those assholes off to a commission painter because I've had enough of these guys. I'll be right back. There you go, buddy. Is that enough flying circus? A dozen 4-point saga armies. How big can an army be at 4 points? What is that? 12 guys? That's pretty cool. All right, so here is. Oh, I didn't bring any first knights out, but this is what they look like. These actually painted up the fastest. Out of all the knights that I've done, I recommend just getting 6 Pegasus knights because it's a good way to fill in points, and they're a lot easier to paint than the standard knights. And so nothing special, just going along my day there. Gray and yellow. It's another one, a little bit different variation. You know? And I have 6 of these done. Another one here. Yeah, I suggest at least bring 6 Pegasus Knights. There will be 2 units of 3 Pegasus with the first knight in every single one of my army lists. All right, let me get this shield all washed up here. Okay, I guess I need another drop. There we go. Put that over there. Dry off a little bit? Yeah, he did. Put him right there. All right. So this is about where I'm going to stop. We're about an hour. We're about 2 hours in. However, I am going to go through and show you what the knights do look like as they are presented as done. So here we have the standard guy again. This is the Grail Knight standard. Used a normal one. I did this to save a little bit of time. Nothing special. Right? Still need to put the teeth on and do the whites of the eyes. Here's our champion, the Grail champion. This guy, my theme for him is that he's the pious one. No bright, flashy colors. No fancy heraldry like some of the other Grail Knights. He's very pious. Very simple decorum. And that is bullshit. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Of course. That pisses me off to no end. They're done and they're never really done. I shouldn't be fiddling with these, but that's okay. This guy right here, finished both of these guys yesterday. Let's hope they stay finished, because I want these assholes off of my table. It's the other one. Yellow capes, nothing special. You know, getting these guys out of the way. Gonna feel so good. I'm gonna have a new lease on life once these 5 idiots are out of my way. A brand new lease on life once these faggots are out of my way. Great. Glue his shield on, it doesn't even stay on. Fucking okay, whatever. Anyway, let me just go through the announcements again, and all right. So to get everything announced again, just so it's at the end of the show. If you're watching me on Patreon, expect a couple more historical exclusive presentations to be on there. So I'm looking for every year at least 4 to 6 exclusives on Patreon, so that there's at least a reason to get it. And those are usually the historical games. I have one more that I'm going to be doing in this July, a historical game. And then as for the t-shirt tier, it's been 8 months and we haven't seen a single box show up for the t-shirts, so that's probably going to go away. And this is like a China issue or something. You can go to my friend orders the shirts for me, and I buy those shirts at cost, but he's ordered a lot because he does dog rescue, and none of the shirts that he's ordered have shown up either. And the spring store works on his merch end for his dog rescue thing that he does, but ordering the shirts has not worked. So that's probably going to go away, and it'll just be a standard $10 tier if you feel like helping me a little bit more tier. All right, that's it there. There was a content dump on Rumble, and that starts with Warhammer 30K Mechanicum versus Iron Warriors, 3,000 points. That video's the newest one, and then don't stay in the creepy Eurotrash castle, which is aka Dracula, Prince of Darkness. That's where I present a horror movie. And then you have Warhammer 30K, Iron Warriors vs. Salamanders. There will be a fantasy battle report up and coming. I'll probably edit that tomorrow, and that'll go directly to Rumble, simply because YouTube is up to its old tricks algorithmically again, and there's just really no reason to post on YouTube until after the election. So I will be doing some live streams on YouTube and video and movie reviews. As a matter of fact, I've already selected one to do this summer. If you're on Patreon, you will get that one early before anybody else gets it. Then it will be simulcast on Rumble and YouTube. Okay. Now, what else do we got? On Rumble, Saturday nights, because the day has changed from my normal stream. I repeat, the day has changed from my normal stream. So if you want to catch me live, I will be on Rumble every Saturday night, where I will be presenting a different horror movie. So bring your paints and your popcorn. And all I do is paint and watch horror movies on this stream. And then there's 4 little interludes. There's the beginning interlude, where I present the film, 25 minutes in, where we have a break and I talk about what's happening. Then about an hour and 10 minutes in, I talk again. And then at the end, I talk again about the movie. But other than that, just chilling, painting, watching horror movies. That's on Rumble, 7:30 p.m. Standard Mountain Time. The movies will probably very rarely be longer than 2 hours. I'm always looking, my max is about 145. So there's that. And then there's the reschedule of the painting stream will probably be on Sundays. I will do a painting stream if I'm not editing. And so I'm going to stay up on top of my editing just a little bit more. I'll be in the editor's chair a little bit more on Mondays, because I am canceling all of my streaming services. This included Amazon Prime And this included, I tried Crunchyroll out, and they don't really have anything to watch past Konosuba. And that's about it. And for whatever reason, I had to watch that because it was the most insane, wacky thing I'd ever. It was pure nonsense, and it was actually kind of good, but that was about it. That's about it there. So. Again, you can see me again tonight live on Rumble at 7:30 p.m. We will be watching a vampire movie, and you got half of the cast of Aliens in this movie. If you can guess which movie it is, put it in the comments below. Because what's his name? James Cameron was banging the director of this movie, which is hilarious, by the way. Here's a guy who talks about toxic masculinity and likes to have a good female-centric vehicle for females to have and everything. It's going to be a female vehicle. Aliens, Terminator 2, and yet this guy can't keep his hands to himself. I call him Bill Cosby Light. That's who James Cameron is. And so that's what we're going to be watching tonight. If you know the name of the movie where you have half of the cast of Aliens presenting as vampires, put it in the comments below. Anyway, as you know, Rumble is the home of all my battle reports. If you want to see battle reports, and there are 3 new battle reports out. There's a fantasy one, a 30K one, and 2 30K ones. You can watch those on Rumble. And don't forget to leave a like on those, because 1 Rumble like is worth 2 YouTube likes. If you want to get in touch with me, some of you have. I am very accessible on Instagram. I have no trouble answering your questions. Trev Miniatures contacted me the other day, asked me how do I paint hoplites. Sent him an old video that I did where I was painting hoplites for him. So, Instagram DMs are the best way to get in touch with me. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave a like on it, comment, and subscribe. But one of the things that you can do whenever I appear on YouTube is take the video and click the share button and send it somewhere. All right? That is worth both a like, a comment, and a view. That's worth all 3. So anyway, until I see you guys again, keep painting, keep grinding, and sometimes you get setbacks like that decal and the shield that just came off. That was 2 different nights that I touched, and they just fell apart on me. That's why I hate Bretonnians. And just stay metal and persevere through it. And when you get to the end of a project, keep going. Stay metal, my friends.